I've ever experienced in my life. I got fired from working at Red Robin for doing that. When do we get to bury him in a thing and jerk off on him, though? I'd say I could take on 3 11-year-olds. And he clicks the button, and he's just this woman cussing him the fuck out. This is the weirdest theory I've ever heard in my entire life. In a lot of ways, Big Boy's never left. Anti-pedophile. I agree. He will tell you I'm a bad driver, but there's no evidence for that. I have intuition and I'm deep, and then, dude, people fall for absolute monsters on a regular basis.
Hey guys, welcome to the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast. I'm your host this week, Scott, and with me as always are my two longtime comic buddies, Tyler Charles.
Right here.
And Eric Fady.
Hello. Hello. There we go.
Thank you so much for tuning in again. We are currently traveling the country, and your support means the world to us. This is all self-funded, and if you want to help us grow the podcast and continue to do what we do, there are a couple of ways you can do that. Cash donations are always very much appreciated. We couldn't be doing this without your help, and every little bit counts. Another way you can help is by reviewing us and rating us 5 stars on iTunes. This massively increases our visibility and helps people find us. Lastly, another way you can help us is by subscribing to our Two Hippies, One Drunk Facebook page and sharing our short videos that we've been making. We release content every day, and it's a great way of interacting with us and helping us grow. All right, and with that, let's kick off the show for this week. Kind of before this trip, I would spend a lot of time, doing research. My episodes always tended to be more research heavy, and I would start usually right when I got done with the last one. And I would take a lot of time on them. And being on this trip, that has been harder to do. So thank God for the internet and for Reddit for helping me to provide content for my episodes.
Doing the research for you.
Yes. Well, and making it I guess the reason I'm saying that is because I've been doing several of these Reddit episodes lately, and the reason is it's a very interesting place with pretty easy
cesspool.
stuff. I mean, it is. Yeah, it is a great cesspool, and if you dive in, you never know what 3-headed fish or radioactive hand you'll find.
How many people actually use Reddit for real purposes anymore, do you think?
I think a lot. I know a lot of people who what is counts as real purposes?
Yeah, probably nothing. I mean, what is it? I don't understand really what happens there. It's just a public forum of posts and then people all answer.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if we've ever actually gotten into. Yes, that's basically it is a giant subsection of the internet where there are things called subreddits, and in those subreddits you can find basically anything in the world. And so you attach yourself to these communities, whether it's subreddit foot fetishists, or it's subreddit I take pictures of my Pringles cans or whatever.
God.
These little communities.
I feel like I could go
gray area in between those two things.
Oh yes,
I feel like I could spend a day there and feel quite a bit of confidence in myself, and I'm a better person than a lot more people than I realized.
Oh yeah. In fact, there is one I have coming up today, which I'm going to save for a little bit, but I don't know. I did that episode on weird sex fetishes, and this subreddit was maybe more upsetting to me than anything I found there.
Good to know.
It's you know what? I'm just going to get into it right away. The subreddit, coming on figurines. Anybody want to guess what happens on this subreddit?
People masturbating on their figurines and asking if it's cool or not.
And taking pictures of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, God.
That's
a lot of women on this subreddit.
I don't think so.
Shockingly, no.
Yeah,
really.
I feel like in that case, you're not coming on it. You're putting that in you. Right?
There is a long-term question that we used to ask on a drug at some level, and was the internet good or bad? and the thing is, I tend to be a person who believes things happen how they happen. There's people who are already out there, whatever. I don't think the internet's good or bad necessarily, but I do believe at this point there are things in this nature. I'm not saying for the most part that people need to be shamed. For some things they should be, but not for everything that I don't like. I don't look at just anything I don't like and go, that person's a loser idiot. Having said that, I do start to like, when you think about this and dudes, that their thing is to go on this forum and take pictures and talk about ejaculating onto figurines. Yeah. I don't think that they need to be felt like, oh, there's a community for me.
No,
I think it's okay if these people did not know that there was a community for them and they were doing it alone.
There's a place for shame. And I feel like this is the time and place for shame.
Like we were talking about this the other day when we were talking about like those, not on the podcast, but we were amongst ourselves at the campground the other day. I was talking about people that share these things, these kind of hippie vibe things where they're like, hey, you do you, and no one should ever make you feel bad for them. That's bullshit. People rape and murder. Those people should feel bad for those activities. If that person's reading that.
Activities.
But like,
it's like my weekend. I'm filling up with murder and rape.
You know, my real opinion on this would be like, it's fine. Seriously fine. If we could have these people, you're sitting in your house and this is what you do. I wish there wasn't a place, like I said, for them to feel like, oh, there's a community and this is actually okay.
Yeah, you're saying that, like, essentially, that is it like for losers? Not all places. This one's for losers.
Yeah. And you know,
coming on figurines, that's a problem.
You know, it's funny. This may be a first for this entire show, or damn near close to it. I don't think we've ever all had the exact same take on a thing. More. And I had, when I was going through the subreddit, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, you know what? If you want to jack off on your toy, you know what? Like, have at it. Go ahead, but you don't get to make this a social factor.
You don't
get to create a community,
right? Like these people should not have a community.
Yeah,
it's just, you shouldn't. Fuck off, man. But if you want to do it, that's okay to me. Like I just wish in this instance we could be like, it could just say, that's fine, that's your thing. We're not allowing further discussion on this. Yeah. There will be no validation of your fucking sick, twisted thing that you like to do.
My favorite thing you're calling it, too, because it is more accurate. Figurines, adult men call them figurines because they're fucking losers. But it is a toy.
Yes.
This isn't maybe like a 15-year-old just discovering masturbating and maybe he sees like a girl, a Barbie or something, I suppose. I mean, this is full on just like
like 40-year-old men just jerking off on their toys.
Imagine the man. I'm so sorry. I know we're like hijacking this.
No,
we haven't even gotten to the examples. But imagine the man, what his day-to-day is, that this is his thing. Think about that. Like he's at a job, probably a desk job even. Honestly, I'm sure he could be at any level of profession. But let's imagine a dude just in his little cubicle filling out his reports and just thinking, oh man, tonight I am going to get home. It's my night off. I don't work tomorrow. I am diving the fuck into the jack off figurines subreddit. And I'm going to do it too, by the way, obviously.
I'm finally going to let people know. Like, I'm sure it's anonymous, but still, even that's still shameful.
It is and it isn't. Because I mean, like,
some people are putting themselves on blast.
No, I mean, you're using your Reddit name.
Okay.
For whatever that
Can't you just make those up?
You can make those up.
Okay, well,
but it's not a totally anonymous.
Well, read some of the names. I want to see.
I did not. Okay, I'm going to let you know flat out. I appreciate that you guys took so long on this conversation because I didn't have anything written down other than people jacking off on toys. What else? Like, I'm sorry. Do you know how many pictures? There wasn't a lot of writing. It was a lot of
just like goo covered.
Yeah. Yeah, anybody want to guess like what were the popular kind of figurines that were getting jacked off?
I'm gonna say anime ones and then probably Marvel stuff.
You work. You want to guess?
Star Wars. I mean, or something.
Anime and Disney.
Okay,
yeah.
Ooh.
What a shock.
You get a lot
of characters from Disney.
Snow White,
Jasmine, Cinderella.
Well, I mean, they did make them kind of look hoey. I'm gonna be honest.
Don't justify this.
I'm just saying that belly shirt is kind of ridiculous to show children to.
See, this is why they don't need a community. Now already,
I'm justifying it.
Within this going, well,
I'm not saying jerk off on a figurine. I'm just saying, if you get hard around Jasmine, I don't judge.
No, I mean, I had a crush on all those.
Ariel, man. I mean, she's in a bathing suit the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I think though we can all agree. We can all confidently say never nutted on
Not a
of one
toy.
of them.
Not a toy.
I've always said when a kid
Not a toy.
You're like, I might have gone into some edited cartoon.
Yes, hentai is a thing, and there definitely exists. But I'm not coming on a toy, and not showing people my goo-covered toy.
I used to say this on the Troycast, and I think it's come up here before. But like, they used to joke about how much I fucking watch porn and jerk off on that show, and I still, for years of the porn watching I do, the craziest stuff I've got into is, as we discussed in that one episode, is like started to get into some like cosplay stuff and shit. This idea of sitting by yourself, getting hard, jerking off, and onto a figurine.
Yeah,
and that's bad enough.
Man,
but then you're gonna post a picture of it for other people to go, what is the win there? Some dude going, hell yeah, what a load.
The simple fact that you know that they're doing like the little kid thing where they're like, hey, how are you? Oh, you're looking pretty hot today. Like doing a whole role play thing with themselves and a toy is very upsetting.
You want to talk about post-nut shame? I don't think you'd be hard-pressed to find something where you're going to get worse.
Go ahead.
I was just
going to say, I think when I was thinking about it, because we all know that these billionaires do this shit. I'm not trying to be like, this is another reasoning why we do not need more billionaires. Look what would happen. You think what would happen with any of these guys had real money? They'd be doing this and we're like, so like,
oh my God.
Thank God we only have the certain amount of billionaires that we do, because that's what humans would do.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine like essentially having a billionaire like mass produce like a robot, sex robots or whatever? You're eventually getting like Jasmine. You're eventually getting like all these other things, which would be weird, but still not as weird as jerking off on a toy.
Yeah, no, okay, if these guys got super rich, the thing I would imagine is, I don't know, have you guys ever seen it like some of those, I'm trying to think like, not Best Buy, but those media mall type places, they'll have those like giant statues for like $10,000 or something. It'll be like Harley Quinn. You're just buying that and you're cutting holes in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, filling it in with some like soft shit.
I may or may not have had a Paris Hilton cardboard cutout at one point in my life, but nonetheless,
Was there a cutout?
Not once did I do anything sexual with it.
Really?
Not once. I just bought it. We were just.
I wouldn't fuck it, but like, you know, if I didn't have my phone or something like that's in the corner,
I could have seen doing that.
I got an imagination,
but at a distance and coming into a tissue.
Yes,
Like
exactly. Like a normal man.
You're not coming on the cardboard because then people will know there's a little wrinkle on that cardboard cutout.
Imagine having to bring that thing to the dumpster. It's not a good day.
No. I don't know what happened to it either, by the way, to be honest with you. I don't remember.
One of your friends had a good day.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one, and this one's a little bit more pleasant. It's a little bit less upsetting. That I really liked. And this one, I'm not gonna lie, I spent a long amount of time on here because I don't know, like it's a very simple concept.
You start getting into it.
But
did you find the thing you're into?
I became one of these subredditors a little bit. I might go back.
Okay.
It is called 11'8", and what it is it's people taking picture or videos of bridges that are too short and semi trucks hitting them or RVs hitting them because they think they can make it.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are they doing with it? Just watching?
Just posting them.
Just posting videos or pictures of it that it happened.
And it's hilarious every time.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that bridge is too short. He's not going to make it.
How can they? I don't know how that's possible other than a first-time RVer guy or something. But like, especially big rigs. They are 100% should know the height of their truck.
Yeah. They always post that on the bridge. They always show how big it is.
Yes. Right. and your typical bridge is 12'6", but when you have these 11'8" ones, they become notorious for this happening.
Yeah.
And I love, one of my favorite things in the videos is they will slow down, be like, I don't think I can make this. And then you'll see them make the bad decision of, nope, I'm going to push forward. I think I can. I think I can get right under there.
No, I guess I could see a professional truck driver. If you think it's listed like that, and maybe your thought is maybe it's a little wrong or off, or you know, maybe I can squeeze under it because you don't want to have to back your truck around. And
yeah, but I feel like you go up till you hit a and then you're like, okay, we're done. We're going.
Right.
We're backing up.
That's what I don't get.
Pull through.
The problem is, even when you do that, then the metal's stuck. So then they try to back up and it starts wedging and it starts like just breaking apart.
Well, I just mean like you go like 2 miles an hour till it bumps,
Yeah.
and then you back up. You don't go fast enough to get wedged. That's like 10 miles an hour or something.
Oh my god, I that would be the most embarrassing thing ever.
Especially if you're a truck driver, because those people are proud.
Right.
Those guys are proud. You back up into that, shame on you.
And this gets into sometimes how pedantical these subreddits can be, because some people complain about this, but I actually am in favor of it because they're like, it's not a bridge. But things that are too tall hitting drive-throughs is also great.
Yeah,
those make a little more
tougher,
sense.
maybe?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, don't be pulling your big rig into a fast food place.
I remember hearing
No.
during COVID that was a big deal actually, because like truckers that were on the road, like when we were all shut down and no one was letting anyone go inside, truckers were like, dude, they wouldn't like because famously they won't let you go walk through a drive-through. And I guess they were being like some were being legit assholes to these truckers where it's like, dude, I'm fucking in the heat of this shit trying to deliver goods and shit.
Yeah, I just
want some
food.
fucking Taco Bell. Like, can I walk through the fucking window? Like, my truck's out here. So that's kind of fucking a shitty deal, man.
Yeah,
But,
no, I've wondered about that before, because I'm not gonna lie, I have tried to convince multiple drive-through people to let me walk.
why is it not
through.
allowed?
And they will not.
I don't understand why it's not allowed. And there's no think about it. Try to tell me the reason. What you think they're easier that someone's gonna rob somebody? What's the difference between having a gun in your car or
walking?
If anything, you could carry more in your car. You could have little shit down under your seat.
Yeah, are you worried I'm gonna get hit? Like, I'll take that risk.
Right, it's not their risk. Like
The only thing I would say, it might be easier to steal food, because you could just get into the food area, like walk and be like, yeah, that's my food, and take that. And in a car, you kind of know.
They always ask for the money first.
They always ask for the money
Well,
first.
you don't have to go to that first window.
You don't.
There typically is 2 windows. One you pay at, one you get food.
You could drive past the first window anyway.
No, because they know. I feel like you'd be like, okay, it's that car.
I know what you're saying.
I
although
do
You
love
could like
the-
run in there. Grab
I
it,
do
get out
love
of
the
there.
idea of somebody walking through a drive-through and like ducking under that first window.
And then just going, well, I guess he paid.
Does he pay? Well, I was thinking more like stealing other people's food. Is what I was thinking.
Gotcha.
Somebody
gotcha.
ordered, you walk up to the window where they give you the food and take it and get out of there.
That just seems, man, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but that seems highly unlikely and not enough of a reason that you can't, like,
Do that.
do that. I don't understand.
No, you'd come up with like things to prevent that.
Especially if they're
Yeah.
closed at night and you're like, dude, you're just like in a neighborhood or some shit. The idea that you can't just walk through a drive-through
Yeah.
seems stupid to me.
And there is no wiggle room. Like
No,
I said, I will tell you, like, I've tried, like, they will not let you do it.
And I'd like to know the answer. I want to know the reason.
That means you've done this many times.
Oh, yeah, several times.
To the point
Because
where
I've
you're
been like, okay, that person was an asshole, but there's no way this is going to happen again. It's a drive-through. People don't care about their jobs. I'll talk my way through this. And it is a hard red line.
I don't really get it. I don't think I don't know. I want to know what it's preventing.
No. Preventing me getting some fucking Taco Bell on
Without
my
a
way to the
vehicle.
bus. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one. This subreddit, Act Like You Belong, which is a great, like, okay, it's basically
Just people sneaking into things and shit.
partly it's anything kind of involving that, like, and they will have news stories, and some of those, I have a couple of those down because a couple of those are pretty good, and then they have other ones where it's people either trying to get advice on how to pull off, like, basically getting into somewhere they're not supposed to be, or like sharing stories. One of the news stories they had was a man like bought a fake badge and impersonated a police officer for 2 years to get discounts at Wendy's.
Just at Wendy's?
Just at Wendy's.
That seems like a lot of work.
Just a discount.
To get like
It's not
10%
like you're
off
getting-
or something?
Yeah,
or what?
yeah.
Like,
What are you getting, like full free food?
No, you get like a 10% cops discount.
I mean, there's a lot of ways for you to get that probably without impersonating a police officer.
like AARP shit. Or just like, I mean, I just
There's
feel
got
like,
to be a million. Have a badge or something from a Wendy's.
And by the way,
be like,
too-
I'm a Wendy's employee. Give me the discount.
how did he get? Why did it end? He got caught, I guess.
Yeah, he
obviously.
got caught. And if you saw a mug shot of this guy, you're like, no, but he shouldn't have gotten away with it as long as he did. Nobody's looking at this guy and thinking he's a cop.
Gotcha. I mean, it just seems I wonder why I just went, like, I wonder if he felt like that was just the one place that maybe they didn't. I wonder why. Why just Wendy's? Why not? Like, there are other places that offer that or something. I wonder why it was just Wendy's.
I mean, he might have been using it to get discounts at other places.
And just didn't get caught.
Which is like the least nefarious possible reason to be impersonating a police officer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just to get 10% off of Wendy's or whatever.
Haven't people done that to like sexually assault people and like pull
several
over?
serial killers.
Yeah. That's what I would imagine you'd be doing. Just Wendy's discounts?
I don't trust anybody who buys a Dodge Charger.
Oh, I know, dude.
I feel like if you have a badge, demand free food.
Yeah.
Well, they were going to get caught faster that
Yeah,
way.
that's true. I guess he's like, I'll just get the discount.
And this person commented, "I miss Watch People Die," which was a subreddit. No, you know what? I did Rotten.com and all of that shit as a teenager. No, I hate it. I would never go back.
No, thank you.
Gross, dude.
It is
Watch
upsetting.
people die.
Did you ever do that? You do the Faces
No.
of Death or Rotten.com thing
No.
as a teenager?
No.
Same. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't need.
I accidentally have seen videos like that through other things, like you just go down a hole on the internet or whatever, but definitely did not actually seek that.
I remember when we were kids, me and your brother watching that shit, and you standing off in the corner like, nope.
Yep.
Like,
Wasn't
not
it-
gonna
wasn't
happen.
No, thank you.
Wasn't Faces of Death in the end kind of fake or something?
It's a mixture of fake and real.
Gotcha.
Because they definitely did have, that was a place where I first saw the Bud Dwyer suicide. You ever heard of that? It was a corrupt politician got caught and was about to go to jail and held a press conference. This was in the U.S.
Yeah.
in like I want to say the late 70s.
Uh-huh.
Blew his brains out on live TV.
Seriously?
Oh, I did know.
Dead
I
ass,
did
yeah.
see that.
Yep.
I have seen that video. I saw the guy get fucked by a horse and die. I did see that, but I did. It really cuts off before anything graphic happens.
Yeah. No, and he didn't die then. He died later.
Oh,
Because I have watched
okay.
Zoo, the documentary on that.
That is wild. No, I would never have any interest in watching people die like
No,
that.
thank you.
No.
That's
I like get. I saw a kid break his leg when I was a kid, and I still get PTSD when I roll my ankle from that. I
Yeah.
do not want to see people die.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking.
I went through a phase as a teenager, and I could genuinely say, like, never going back.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good
but
idea.
But as far as like sneaking into things,
Yeah.
I mean, it does happen. Like I always remember there was some dude for a long time. I don't know if he still is on the streak, but there was some guy who had famously like snuck into like, I don't remember how many, but it was like 10, 20 in a row Super Bowls or something, like Super Bowls. Like he just,
Wow.
and he would never be able to tell how he did. He would just always not tell how he did it or something. I think he would do like interviews where he didn't really tell who he was, but like, or something. I don't remember how it went, but like, so people, it definitely can happen. There are things.
I'm curious, Eric. I don't know if you would have, but have you ever snuck into anything?
I was trying to think. I think, but
Movies, definitely I have.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
gone to a movie theater, paid for a ticket, and just kept going to different.
Oh, we had,
Oh, the
remember
old,
we had Star Theater over by our house as kids. They didn't have anybody watching the kiosk. You would just walk right in.
Still
That's
to this
hilarious.
day, do not.
oh, interesting.
Wow.
Let me. I know I must have, but I don't fully. Let me think about it. Unfortunately, like
Yeah.
I've snuck into buildings where the events weren't happening, as I've said. Like I've snuck into just like walked into buildings
Due to
but-
your dad's famous rule
Yeah,
of,
doors are open. You know, I did. This isn't even that big of a deal, but I did do this one time where the Pistons had won a championship, the basketball team, and I was with a buddy, and I wanted to still see like the celebration, like I wanted to be part of stuff. So we went by the stadium, and when the game was over, everyone was starting to leave. Like right after it ended, some people were already leaving, and I did walk in. And I got to see like them still do the celebration. Like I didn't see the game, but I saw like I saw like confetti going down and like them posting up the trophy and stuff. And I didn't have a ticket or anything.
Now one guy was kind of posting his story, going it like as it was happening and posting pictures and stuff that I thought was kind of brilliant. This guy like would get into pro sporting events by going to a job, like getting a job running the food kiosk.
Yeah.
And then he would just bring in a change of clothes and just ditch the kiosk.
Right. That works. God damn it. I'm really trying to think. I don't think I've ever snuck into a big event, unfortunately. I think I've tried, but I don't think I have.
I feel like I have too, but I can't entirely think of anything right now. I definitely like been like, oh, I'm gonna slip past this line.
I mean, I've done a lot of like upgrading seats to events where like I've like at certain places where they'll say they'll keep people like looking for tickets or something. I'll just like you get in with a crowd and you like I have tickets way up to the top and I just But that's not quite the same thing, I suppose. But
well, okay, so
I still think some level, I am sneaking by people, I guess, but not in that way.
So this is, I thought, an insane news story. There was a gang in Bihar that stole a 60-foot bridge and sold it for scrap metal. And they just pretended they were government officials, rented a bunch of equipment, and just over the course of like 3 days, just took the bridge down.
And sold it?
And sold it. They
And where was
sold
this?
it as scrap metal. Bihar.
I mean, that's pretty badass in my opinion. You did it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I love the balls. I love the balls behind
I
it.
do think that's more doable than people realize in a weird way. I think that if you did it in a kind of outskirts area and you got road cones and shit and signs and jumpers and all that stuff, like I feel like there'd be a chance that someone would. Now, taking the bridge down, I think might be that could be tougher. I feel like
you can do a lot with road cones. I like that you said that because I feel like you can get away with a lot more if you have road cones around.
Yes,
yeah,
like
and
it
yellow
seems
vests.
legit. And oh man.
And confidence. It does take confidence. You
Yes.
can't be sitting there sweating.
Yeah, like, oh God, like I hope they don't notice, but like I can't believe they got rid of this bridge, got people involved.
It was a bridge that existed for over 40 years. Like they just took the bridge.
I would say, having said that, and I'm not trying to say that like this isn't an America thing, but I'm like me saying like, oh, in America that couldn't. I don't mean it like that. I definitely think it could happen. I do think, having said it, driving through like how we've driven around on this. Yeah. I mean, I really believe that somebody would eventually say, I mean, it would not take that long for someone to say, like, to their friend, like, the so-and-so bridge is all of a sudden under construction. I didn't hear anything about that. And like a cop going over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel like there are a lot of ways you could really get caught.
And I'm not trying to say, like, I think that this isn't like I think in other countries, like, I don't know where that was, but I do think there's other countries, I feel like, that you could get away with it in areas more. I mean, even like I said, even like yesterday, we were driving around that Ozark Mountains. That was a pretty rural area. At times there wasn't many cars, but I still think like you could maybe get the day. You'd get a day.
Yeah.
But I don't think three days. I really believe somebody would be like, dude, what's the deal with this?
Why are we taking this bridge down? What's going on? For real.
I'm not like, that's not an arrogant thing. It's just like my experience to me personally of what we've just been even going through. And feeling like somebody would say something.
Was there like news coverage? Because it's like taking down an old bridge. Did anyone like pick up on it and be like, oh, like the old bridge is going down. We need to talk about it?
No, it was just eventually at some point they realized that the bridge had been taken. And people were
I just don't believe. Oh, I don't know.
Was there any other bridges around this road? Or was it the one bridge across?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one.
And again, maybe if you really did some research and found someplace real out west, on one of these roads, I guess, that like really gets lack of traffic. But then again, where are you going to detour these people? I'd wonder to know what this is. Because they have a detour up?
They must have.
Right? So then that means they would have really like, I don't know, like I said, I'm not trying to sound naive. I just wonder, I think it'd be harder than it seems to be able to do that.
So this was, I loved this. This is so basic and so simple, but like I love the idea of it. And this guy did.
Oh, real quick. I want to say something. I know this isn't a big sneaking into thing, but I did tell Tyler about this when we were at that baseball game. I had two things one time at a baseball, and these are not massive. But it is kind of funny. We were at a minor league baseball game, and they had Boy Scout night, like, Boy Scouts of America, and they were gonna like, we're gonna honor them, and we're gonna do a little parade on the field where they walk out. And me and Ty just got in line and walked on this Boy Scout parade around the field of the stadium.
Awesome.
And then later that night in the outfield, there was like some corporate outing where they were doing, and they were like, we're going to bring out the office for, and you pay a few $1,000s, you get tickets and free food and drinks.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have a wristband on, and me and Ty just stood in the line, and we kind of just put our hands in our pockets, and we loaded up a few plates of food.
Hell yeah.
So that's sneaking in, and that's us. We just
That
stood in a
definitely
line,
is.
and
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It reminds me of on one of our On the Road episodes when we talked about you accidentally walking into a corporate breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler, and
I ate
Thinking about
good
you.
that day. I definitely did sneak into a corporate breakfast on this trip.
right.
So, I loved this. This is a very basic idea, but like I did really appreciate it, and like you got to watch it unfold in the subreddit because the guy had the idea, people were throwing out advice, and then he did it. There was a guy named Clay. He has his last name blanked out on the Plex, so you can't see it, so you don't know exactly where it is. But he wrote, starting trying to get tips on putting up a fake plaque with his name on it, dedicated to him at a park near where he lived.
I don't even know why that's a problem. What does it even matter if you're paying for the plaque?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's what those usually are. It's like a bench in this. And my brother has told me in the last year or something that he would like, if he died, like a thing he would like is like he could be a bench where someone's like, oh, this is Brian Fady's bench or whatever.
Yeah.
And so my point is like a plaque. I don't even understand they would take that. I know they probably would, but it's weird because you're paying for the plaque.
And he did. He made it look professional. He did it in the way like people were sending examples of other park plaques.
How did it honor himself? Like, what did he say?
Yeah, this is what it said. This plaque is dedicated to Clay, who in the spring of 2022 installed this plaque in this very spot. It has remained undisturbed ever since. May his legacy live on in the form of this plaque for many years to come.
I don't know if I can respect anything more.
I thought the same thing.
This is something I would do, and I respect it on a high level.
If you're paying for it, you get to keep it there.
and I love how it sounds so legitimate until like you actually pay attention to it with your brain, and then you go, "Wait, what?"
Where did he place the plaque? Like
he didn't say because he took pictures of it to show he did it.
Okay,
But to keep it a secret,
I want to know. I wish I knew where it was.
Yeah, to keep it a secret, he did not want to say the park name.
Yeah,
okay.
But you could see it in the park. It was displayed prominently.
What was it, on like a tree or something though? Or I mean,
yes.
That's badass.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I couldn't respect much more. I couldn't respect it much more. Like I have such a level of respect for that.
Okay, so this is another subreddit called Illegal Life Pro Tips, where people pass around ideas for different things you could do and give each other advice on basically pulling off small illegal scams.
Nice.
This is what Reddit's for.
Yeah.
This is the real good stuff.
This is the exact opposite of the coming on figurines. These people need a community and deserve it.
Yeah, what was this again? Might have to check it out.
This one's pretty basic. I mean, I would assume you could have gotten away with this anyway, but one guy, he was asking about if he lied and said he worked at corporate IT in a company that no longer exists like us, could he just put that on his resume and get a job?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You can make it whatever you want up on your resume.
I mean, they might call you. I mean, it's not illegal.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you just give them a friend's number.
What's
that
that?
was the one thing they were saying is they're like, have one reference,
Yeah.
give it to a friend,
Yeah.
and boom, now you're an IT guy.
For one, I don't even think that's illegal.
No.
I mean, I think it's like, I guess
frowned upon.
I guess in
maybe.
the sense that I think the only thing that could happen is, yes, that company then, with how firing laws are, if they found out they could fire you and not have to worry about repercussions,
Having to pay for your
right? But I mean, it's
severance.
not. For one, that's what a loser. No offense, what a lame dude to be on here. Like, hey, can I lie on a resume? Any advice for that, guys?
I agree. Just like yes, and why'd you ask? This is about illegal shit, bro.
Right. I don't. For one, like I said, I don't even think that's illegal. And two, it happens all the time.
Yep.
All the time. And I mean, again, to me, the only thing is if you get caught, then I guess it's just like it is what it is.
You're getting fired. I mean, You're getting fired. You're not going to jail.
No.
And hopefully the guy knows something about computers.
I would say that. I mean, I hope.
Well, I mean, he might be there for just a little bit because he didn't know what he was doing.
I guess they could. The only thing they could do is they'd fire you and maybe sue you if you did some kind of damage. Like if you just took money all of a sudden, you were doing nothing, I suppose. I mean, but like if you're just sitting at your desk.
That's what I was thinking. If the lie is egregious enough, they might be able to sue you for what they paid.
But even that, suing in a civil court is different than suing in a legal court. Like I don't think there's anything illegal about it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe technically, I guess.
Like
I
he
don't
said he was an IT guy and he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I
all right.
suppose
Yeah, it's kind of on you for hiring him.
Yeah.
I think it'd be, yeah, you can look through his, you can call those resume or things. I think the only way lying on a resume would be like illegal, I suppose, is if you were like, I'm trying,
Like I'm a doctor.
like, yeah, like I'm a
and I
brain
can
surgeon.
save someo's life, and then immediately like, no, you can't.
Which, have you ever heard of the podcast Dr. Death? That is exactly the thing you're describing. A guy lied about being a spinal
Oh,
surgeon
Jesus Christ.
and had no fucking idea what he was doing and like crippled and killed a bunch of people.
How many people does it take after, like,
Yeah.
no offense, like the new guy comes in
Yeah.
after the first botch, don't they usually do like examinations and reports about like why someone just, like a new dude comes in?
You
and,
just have to like avoid having your patients see each other. Like,
Yeah.
or talk to each other.
oh, they're
'Cause he
not,
probably
apparently.
had his own place, right?
Like
Like he wasn't going to a hospital. and
yeah, he
doing
did
this.
make his own practice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he had his
Yeah.
own place he rented, and then people would come.
But he's
to
doing
him.
like spine, what did you say?
Spinal surgery.
Yeah, I think that I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say like I think that should be illegal.
Yeah.
I think that one, I'm not trying to.
In
No,
fact,
no.
it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
go.
bet he
On,
was a contributor to that.
I'm gonna go on the record and saying lying about being a spinal surgeon and then injuring people. should
I
probably
remember
be
there was
illegal.
a particularly horrifying story about he cut into somebody's spine. It started bleeding all over the place. And he didn't know what to do, so he shoved a bunch of cotton in there and sewed him back up.
Oh,
I mean, that's just like when we do those stories. We do stories on the Detroitcast about people. I don't know if it's kind of gone down a little bit for a while there, where the real big asses were a thing. And there was people that were telling people, they were like, "Oh yeah, come here, I'll give you a nice big ass or whatever," and they would just be putting like caulk in there and shit.
Oh yeah, those like
or like cement and shit.
oh my God.
like a Tijuana plastic
Yeah,
surgery
yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then it wasn't good.
Fuck.
Did not work out well for those people.
So another one, I liked this one. One guy was trying to figure out if it's possible to just walk out with a bike from Walmart.
Well, of course it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible to steal lots of things under the right circumstances, under
Yeah.
having some confidence.
I say ride it out.
That was exactly what people said. They're like, well, if you get caught,
some
jump
momentum.
on the thing and ride.
Get some momentum. Hope those doors
I would say-
open fast enough, and you get out of there.
I would
Yep.
say this. I mean, to be honest with you, because here's the thing: some level of crime, you can believe or not believe whether you should be able to do this or not, but you know that there can be consequences. And my point would be, even like a bike, go for something big, man, or something like a bicycle. To
Yeah.
me, like, because you are gonna basically, if you get caught. I mean, I know it's not gonna be the same, but it's like you're gonna have a decent amount of pain in the ass. So it's like
Yeah.
I would go for like a fucking. I'm trying to think of what you could have in there,
A
but like
TV or
Yeah,
like some
or-
kind of electronic that's expensive.
But I mean, a bicycle to me, like, man, I mean, what do you get in for your kid, I guess, or something like happy birthday,
Or
Johnny?
maybe it's a homeless man just wanted to
Okay.
ride around the city.
Okay. If you're a homeless man, I'll accept a bike stealing. If you have a home, gonna risk it, I think you need to go for more than a bicycle. Like going on the right, be like, how do I steal a bicycle? Like, I mean, I don't know. To me, because you
Yeah.
are risking there's risk there.
And one thing people did point out was they're like, a lot of their bikes, they're like, if it's over $200, you're talking about a different level of crime. This
Right.
is no longer shoplifting.
And
Right.
I'm sure that is harder. That might be more of an issue. Those probably are locked. So you're going to have to bring bolt cutters. You're going to have to
Yeah.
do the whole 9 to get that bike out of the thing.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody brought that up in there.
I mean,
but
I
do feel
back
like
in the
it would
day,
be.
I have ridden bikes around stores before.
I
So
definitely
but-
have.
Okay,
Yeah.
but they're not
Toys
always.
R Us.
Yeah. Yep.
I never
yep.
rode it out the door.
I drove around one of those Power Wheels for a while one time. And it was a pretty crowded time.
How old were you when you did this?
22, 23.
All right. Older than you should have been.
So another thing, there was a thread of people giving advice on basically, depending on the different things in their warranty restrictions or whatever.
Yeah.
Like just buying stuff, getting a 2 or 3 year warranty, and then like a month or so before the warranty's up, just break it in a way where they have to give you a new one. And you can just keep getting like headphones forever.
I always
Is
think,
that illegal?
I mean, they can't prove it.
Yeah, they can't prove it.
And by the way, as far, I would say,
And if you're following the rules of the warranty, Yeah,
Right.
I would imagine it's fine.
Right. I think my always worry about some of that stuff is that really know the warranty is what I
Yes.
would say. Like
Yeah.
really do not just think it like, oh, I'm just gonna be good. And I always do say to me, make sure, like the other thing is like with that stuff, you got to do it with places that it has to be like a Walmart or something too. Like, because like you don't do some place where like now they're not around. I mean, those things are not to me just like that. Like you have to go through calling a fucking number and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I've always said with me, I think I'm just too lazy to do some of this stuff. Not that it's not necessarily worth it.
I'm not gonna lie, reading through this made me be like, I kind of want to buy like a nice $200 pair of headphones, and then just make sure I break them in the right way.
You better remember.
And then
you better remember.
I would say
when
the
it went-
right way matters.
Yes.
Like it can't be a lot of them. No water damage.
Yep.
Like,
Right,
so you
right.
gotta like smash those things or something. Just make sure that, like Eric said, the warranty is
definitely
to the T.
A lot
followed.
of them you can't smash them either, because then that's just you smashed your thing or something, or like
they're supposed to break.
but they're supposed to break.
It means like the product was faulty and it broke before way too quickly.
So there's people giving advice and like, okay, if you unscrew this and then
See, it's
wiggle
just-
this around.
That seems like a lot.
That's
of
my point,
effort.
though. That's my point. It's just
Yeah.
so much work.
Yeah.
I get it.
If it was like a throw them on the ground kind of situation,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, to
but-
me- Like Ty used to, or I shouldn't have, whatever. He's not really that. But like he used to sometimes back in the day, like he would buy things. We'd go for a weekend,
Mhm.
and he'd buy like something, that we would, and then he'd just like turn it
Return
back
it.
on Monday, like
Yeah.
return it someplace where you could just that's kind of one thing to me.
Yeah.
But some of the we're not getting into warranty shit. And you're like, oh, wait 1.5 years for my TV, and now I have to get in there and do it just so or something. I mean, that's just a lot of work to me.
Yeah, I can understand like renting a suit or something.
Yes.
And then or like buying a suit and then returning it before you leave or whatever.
Right,
Like,
right.
have it for a night.
Yeah.
Just don't spill anything on it. That's
So,
what I would say.
in Tyler, you and I actually talked about doing this prior to leaving our
Did
last
we?
apartment, but we never ended up doing this. But apparently, we could have. There's a lot of people who have. If you got a laundry at your washer and dryer at your apartment complex, you can definitely order a key for like $10 or $15. Then you just open that thing, you set it to free, you do your laundry, you lock it back
Oh,
up.
really?
Yes,
we
that's
definitely
kinda funny.
did have a conversation if it was possible.
Yeah, to like order the key off of Google. And it absolutely is, and people are doing it.
Yeah,
That's
so
funny.
here's a little info for you if you're living in a place where you have to
So
pay
how do
for that.
what is it? Where's the key? Like,
So, okay, so like
Just
when
have,
you're
like, stock
operating them,
keys.
it depends on, you need to know the model of the washer or dryer, and then they all have, for maintenance and stuff and everything.
yeah.
Things where you can set the price, things where you can do all of that. So if you have the key, you just buy a replacement key,
Gotcha.
and they generally
Set it
run
to
you $10 or
zero.
$15. Now, some apartment complexes, their washing machines don't even have keys, and it's literally just a series of buttons you need to know how to hit in the right way.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Oh.
Because
yeah.
then you're talking real.
Now that would have been easy. That would have
Yes.
been good to know if we could just boop 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 free.
Yeah,
That was a bitch.
Yeah.
like at our
Yeah.
apartment having to pay like what $350 or something.
that's something I
Oh
never.
my God,
yeah, that would be a shitty deal, man.
That wasn't the best.
Okay, so I was gonna end on this. There's a subreddit called Today I Fucked Up, and it's all people explaining a situation where they really fucked up.
Yeah,
That's fucking funny.
yeah.
Yes.
I
No,
can read a lot of those. I
And
feel like I
honestly,
enjoy it.
yeah, I might return to this for another episode because there were some very good ones. There's one kind of relatively long story that I wanted to, and you guys can, cut it, but like there's I don't know, there's a lot of angles on this thing, and I thought it was worth reading.
Okay.
Backstory: I lived with my roommate for just over 2.5 years. When I first moved in, it was her boyfriend, another girl, and me. They're all in their young 20s. I took the basement since I do like my alone time. They were awesome roommates. They got me to go out and meet people. We all became friends. They even helped me get into a relationship. Fast forward 2 years later, 2 of them moved out, and now it's just me and the one other girl, both with plans of not signing another lease as it's expensive. The fuck up. I am browsing porn Reddit and I stumble across her.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that real quick? I had an ADD moment where I saw. I mean, if you're not listening, if you're not watching, even if you're watching, you can't see it. But Tyler put his like phone on this little like
the square thing,
this little like chessboard here.
Sorry to distract.
And I noticed that he had to put it right on the line, and I was like, and that's something I would do. Like if I would put it here, I'd have to have it right,
like right on
flush on these. Anyway,
Okay.
so I go back a little.
Basically, there's 4 people living together.
Yeah.
2
Now
of them
there's-
moved out. It's
Right.
just him and his one other female room.
this
Gotcha.
girl.
So just the 2 of them. The fuck up. I am browsing porn Reddit and I stumble across her. She posted an OnlyFans nude and asked for followers. I have accidentally seen her naked before, but this was different. I checked her profile and was shocked by one particular post. She was playing with herself in front of my closed door with a caption saying, "I wish my roommate would come fuck me."
Oh,
That's not a fuck up. That's a good day. What?
I bet we're. I think I know where this is going. So
Okay, I need to let this finish.
Because I will say my opinion of what's going to be is that, of course, he brings it up on some level in the end. She was doing it just as a stupid porn tag, where
yes,
it's like,
yes, I can
oh,
see that.
I would-
And then she gets mad.
like a
You
po-
may be onto something. That is part of the story.
watched
yes.
a little porn in my day.
It was from a few days prior. She was out, and so I had a major jerk session.
What is a major jerk session?
I don't know, like,
is this like the regular amount but extra?
I nutted all over my room. Like if you put a black light in there, it would look like a paintball arena.
Right. I don't know what a major. Yeah, I don't know what that entails. To me.
I also don't know why you really needed to include that.
Yeah,
Right.
Just a jerk sesh.
Or don't even. Well, you just
Well, no, I understand.
We need to
I feel
know
like it's
that
needed.
like you're jerking
he
it
was
to
jerking.
it.
Okay,
That
fair
like you're
enough.
into it.
I always thought she was attractive, but never got any vibes from her. The next day, I'm getting ready for work, and though I can describe her, I never really. I can describe her. I never really looked at her. We said our goodbyes, and I left. A few months went by, and she never posted again. Going crazy, wondering what's up. I did the thing. I followed her OnlyFans, and my mind was blown. She had set videos in her room, but the ones I focused on was the roommate ones. She had posts like, "I hope my roommate doesn't hear me. I'm really thinking of fucking my roommate," and so on. But the one that got me was when she had a video that showed my room. I have a lock on my door. She opened the door, went downstairs, and I see this guy that clearly isn't me, and they proceeded to fuck in my room.
Oh,
That's not cool. That's kind of shitty on her end. Yeah.
so how did he? I'm kind of confused here.
Yes.
Why does he think he fucked up?
Yeah, why did he fuck up?
Okay, so now I'm hurt, angry, and confused. Then it hit me. She was entertaining her fans,
Oh, right.
but there's another empty and furnished room that she could have fucked in. So now I'm trying to figure out how to bring this up.
You don't.
You don't.
don't.
You moved out of there. You're done.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I
the
would.
fuck up.
You're still no, they're still living together.
Oh,
They're
okay.
going to after this lease is up. But I still agree. If this is what happens, you can't bring it up.
Yeah, you
like,
can.
sorry, yep.
Yes, you can.
I disagree with that. If you're living together, it's like, hey, don't fuck in my room.
Hey, I've secretly been masturbating to your
No,
own.
you don't say that.
You don't have to
say,
say all
hey,
that.
I
You don't have to
saw-
say all that. You
I
can
was
be
looking
like,
through the internet. I saw you had an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure that like you were in my room. Don't do that.
He would have had to have subscribed to her OnlyFans.
so what?
I would still be
So
like,
what?
so what?
She-
Yeah.
In that
sorry.
instance, what? She gonna
Like,
turn around and have him be the bad guy?
Don't fuck in my room.
She has an OnlyFans. The goal of an OnlyFans is to get subscribers and money.
Yeah.
So in this instance, he can be like, "Wow," and he could be, I stumbled upon it. And yeah, she can say, think about this. What is she gonna say? "Oh, you subscribe to my OnlyFans? You
It's like,
creep,
Yeah,
you
you're
weirdo."
welcome for the money. Now
Yeah.
stop fucking in my room.
So I mean, that's the thing. What can she say to him? Nothing.
Nothing.
Now maybe you could. I think you could do it in a way where you're like, "Hey, I stumbled upon this, and I was kind of intrigued actually when I started hearing some of the stuff, and then I saw like you don't have to. She doesn't know when he saw the video. You can just be like, I saw this. Man, I was actually kind of intrigued. I was thinking about saying something, but then I checked out, I happened to see this video or whatever. I don't know how you say it, but the point is, dude, unless he just doesn't want to, like, he's not going to want to, I don't know how he can live with her without
or
saying
you just
anything.
make some other shit up. Hey, like some stuff was like moved around in my room.
You can
and
say
I'm
someone
pretty sure
told
I
you
found,
about
like,
it.
Yeah, that too. Like, hey, one of my friends.
Someone
saw
told
this
me
thing.
about it. Is
Yeah.
to me the best move.
There you go. So you say so, and even if she doesn't believe you, think about it. What is she going to do? she's going to say, I don't believe it's you. And then you go, okay, that's fine. You believe what you want to believe. I'm going to tell you my friend saw it. Yeah. You can think however it happened, but you did this.
Because the one thing I would say, too, is like, yeah, Yugoshi is an OnlyFans, but the way those are set up, it's not, you're not supposed, like, there are very easy ways to make sure you don't have people stumbling upon you. Like, that's not part of the deal.
In the end, though, the point is you're like trying to decide, like, he has to you're saying, though, that he has to defend himself. That's the thing to me. He doesn't have to defend himself in this situation. Yeah, she has an OnlyFans.
I would use the thing you said and say, hey, a friend of mine subscribes to your OnlyFans, and no.
Yeah.
Like, you don't fuck.
And if she says no, and she says she doesn't believe that, then who cares? She's still doing the thing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to defend himself.
But none of this is how he handled it.
Okay.
So now let's go to last night. Friday, April 29th, 2022. So this just happened, by the way. Somewhere in the world this happened like a week ago.
Holy shit.
Her friends are coming over, and our mutual friend comes and gets me. We drink and smoke, so drunk me starts flirting, and she seems to be vibing. Most of it's just jabbering. But I finally get to the wanna fuck part, and she just stares at me. She leaves and goes upstairs. 15 minutes or so later.
What wanna fuck part? Because I hope that you don't think that's how relationships start.
Okay,
just get drunk and go wanna fuck.
Yeah, no, that's a very suspicious way of explaining this. Like, I can imagine the conversation did not go that well. I'm imagining, though, he's saying we were kind of flirting. I made it more serious, and it got weird.
Yeah, I would hope so.
She leaves and goes upstairs. 15 minutes or so later, I hear the front door open, and her girl best friend stares at me, then goes upstairs. Friend comes down and asks me if there was anywhere I could stay for the night because she doesn't feel safe.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Fuck off.
What?
Fuck off to me.
Confused, I say no, why? She responds, she doesn't look at me that way and thought we were close friends, but now she is scared of what might happen if she declines since we were all drinking and smoking and doesn't know if I could control myself. Which I agree, ridiculous. What are you, like, just grow up.
You've been living together for years.
Yes.
Like,
100%. Drunk brain moment, I'm not a fucking rapist. She kept saying she wanted to fuck me, I said.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Friend is confused. Oh, shit, it slipped out. I wasn't supposed to know that. She goes upstairs,
but again,
I hear yelling.
This weirdness, I get it. He's doing it in the worst way of being drunk. I get that, but I wasn't supposed to know that. Again, you have an OnlyFans for that reason. She's putting this out there to me.
Yeah.
No.
He's doing it in a bad way. I get that. He's doing it in a bad way. He's saying it in the wrong time.
You gotta cross your fingers your family's not seeing.
But you're allowed to know that information. It's not like he broke into her diary or went into her room.
She is posting, I want to fuck my roommate.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not completely out of bounds.
Now, again, I understand that could be a thing like in porn. You'd say that almost like, oh, I hope my parents don't walk in or something.
And have your friend be like, she needs to leave because you're drunk and made a move?
Yeah. No, that's insane. And that's insane. Like, but at that point.
To me, I would say on her end too, she knows what she's doing. That's another thing. Think about this. She knows she is filming naked masturbatory videos as well as a sex video in his room she did once. And she knows this.
Yeah.
She knows this.
Maybe it got too real for her. Maybe she had this like thing in her head that like, ooh, it's kind of hot, but I don't ever want to do that. Again, and then it got real.
My thing is, I think this is honestly a person, to me, one of those things of like someone getting caught and now they're pissed they got caught.
Yeah.
And so they're making it, they're deflecting to the other person. Again, I think that this guy probably did it in a weird way. He was probably drunk. Yeah. He probably, unless he didn't just say, wanna fuck.
Yep.
You know, if as long as all he did is try to make maybe a little move, maybe touch her, I don't know, whatever, right?
Yeah. If he's full of shit and he was being aggressive, like, okay, like, fuck this guy. But if it was in any way just him making a move, trying to kiss her, being like, hey, want to go up to my room, any of that stuff, fuck off, lady.
And honestly, I will say, too, it sounds like nothing happened until she tried to act like she felt unsafe, which honestly, at that point, even knowing this is the wrong way to handle it, this isn't going to go well, it would be fucking hard to be like, really? Because I haven't been fucking people in your room.
Right.
No, exactly. You know what I mean?
Like, exactly.
Yeah. Or saying, on an OnlyFans that you want to fuck me because
Right.
I feel unsafe. You're fucking people in my room when I'm gone.
Right.
And-
No.
And so basically, that's basically the end of it. They all ended up getting into an argument, and then he was posting this from a hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with this.
I would like to I'd
As
like
far as
to
I
hear
know.
what she said. I'd like to hear her side and maybe
Yes.
these videos to give some real context.
Yeah, I might
for
have
it.
to research on some OnlyFans.
I want to see her inflection and see what if I felt like it was a
We need to
porn.
examine the evidence.
Right.
Yeah.
How wet did she get during this time?
Yeah,
Right.
I
What
wanna
kind
see-
of positions were they doing on this bed? What?
Right.
Like,
Those are all factors. No, I would like her. I would like it just because I'm curious to see what she would say. But
Yeah, I
I
wanna
mean, the
know what
problem
she
is, I would say no matter. There's not. She has a lot more explaining than he has, unless he legit made some really rapey move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I
an aggressive move.
I kind of hate, like, in general, this sense that, like, lately I feel like hitting on women is a, like, aggressive move. And it's like, no, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed
I mean,
to
if you're
hit
not
on a
allowed to,
woman.
then how is it supposed to happen?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
How is it
Dude,
supposed to move past that point? Like,
if-
they say no, okay, I'm done.
Right.
Okay, let me take the other side on this and just say now, this is somebody who you have lived with for a couple of years, somebody who you consider a friend.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't subscribe to their OnlyFans. Probably shouldn't be jerking off to them. That's a weird line. to
No,
be
Why?
not to me. It's
Why?
there.
You put it out there.
If you're putting videos
Yeah,
of
I'm sorry.
yourself jerking off
on
and
you,
having
lady.
sex on the internet, and the goal of that is, it's not even like you're doing it for your boyfriend. He didn't sneak in and find videos for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
He snuck him on a page that she is putting
And he
out
didn't
there
even
to make
sneak.
money.
He found it on a porn page
Yeah.
that he was on and was like, she's pretty hot. Like, fuck it. Kind of thing.
I still feel like I would say if there's any point at which he fucked up, at that point, if it's somebody you know that you have a
Yeah,
relationship
you never bring
with,
it up.
that you care about, like
I mean,
yeah,
personally, how I
probably-
would have done it right from the beginning is I would have probably just brought it up.
Yeah, be like,
yeah.
hey, saw you have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, that is a respectable way to do it. That you say, "Hey, stumbled upon this, holy shit,"
Yeah.
and then at least you're being honest. You're
Yeah,
being
no, I
open.
agree, but
Because you're immediately creating a very granted.
Yeah.
She was creating a weird environment. He didn't know it by doing all the shit she was doing.
Yeah.
But you are immediately creating a very weird environment for the both of you by keeping this.
She
secret.
didn't know that before this all happened. That's what I
Yeah,
would
no,
say.
no, I
she
agree.
still acted like an asshole.
Yeah, no, nobody's questioning whether she's an asshole.
Okay.
I'm just saying maybe this guy was too.
Yes,
Maybe it was
yes.
both.
I don't know if I think he was probably more.
Shouldn't be sneaking around looking at your roommate's OnlyFans. But
Yes,
you find
what I
it,
would say.
you tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with that. I do agree with that for sure.
And
He
you
should've
even
said-
like,
I would've
hey,
said
I was
something-
thinking about checking it out.
Yeah,
Whatever.
what's up?
That's your move. And then
Yeah.
if she says no, okay, all right.
No,
Yeah.
I think you do something where she comes home one day and you're like, you somehow jokingly kind of like, oh, so how's the side hustle go? I don't know, something.
How's the side hustle
going?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some
Look
joke.
at this. Look at this.
Yeah, I work for DoorDash. You work for any sorts of apps or websites?
I mean, I think that is a funny, I don't know, some way of saying it with that
Yeah.
with not just being like, so I saw you have an OnlyFans. I mean,
yeah.
you have to. I think
No,
you'd have to
it'd
do
be
it in a joking way.
thing, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. You can't just be like, well, I judge you. It's like, I don't judge you, just, hey, I saw
I
you at an
think my
OnlyFans.
way would be a little bit more. I would be like, holy shit! Guess what I found today?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
It's like, no shame, no nothing, no judgment, just
Yeah.
pretty hilarious that I was looking through porn and saw your face.
Right, right. By the way, I noticed some of these videos once I started scrolling involved me.
yeah, exactly. Yep. Wow, you'd have to subscribe
Yeah.
to the page to get any information like that. That's what I would say.
Which is the problem.
That is the problem.
Am I-
That's the rub.
Yeah, the rub, as it were.
Yeah, the rub.
In spite of,
Oh.
and speaking of OnlyFans, I should say, since it's going to be.
about your Venmo right
Oh, actually, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going.
I actually was going somewhere else with it, but I'm going to do that too. We're also putting out non-sexual content, unfortunately, or probably fortunately. And we
For
would,
you, the listener.
you can pay us, and no one needs. You can tell everybody about it. Even actually,
Yeah.
tell your mom and dad.
Yep.
And Eric Fady, ERIC FADIE. Where I was actually going with that is that my next week, I guess I think it's my episode.
It in fact is.
And I'm going to be doing my top 20 list of things I find stupid. And OnlyFans is on there. Not for maybe a reason that some people would think, but nonetheless, OnlyFans will be one of the things on my top 20 lists.
Ooh, a teaser.
A teaser.
I'm
yes.
gonna remember that, so I get the imaginary points.
Exactly. So that's what I'm going to be doing next week. A list of 20 things that I've decided are stupid. So there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, please rate and review us 5 stars, like our Facebook page, share our videos, give us money like Eric was saying.
I sell art. Scott
Yes.
does tarot. Eric, you just give him money.
Has a Venmo.
You can buy this hat for $25.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. See you next week.